Hi, you guys. Guys. 40 check-ins. Oh my god, wait. Hi, Momo. Hi, everybody. Hi, Ali. How's everybody doing? There's so many. You guys have so many check-ins, guys. 56 is crazy, too, Mark. Ali, also, I confirmed. He does come in just to have more the most check-ins. How are you doing, Ali? I knew it. We'll see. How's everybody doing? We're gonna finish this god awful game if it's the last thing I do. I need it over. I need this to be over. I want to play DVD today. The goal is to finish this game in an hour. Guys, are we gonna speed run? Let's see how many more people we can kill before the end of the game. Hi, Momo. But also, new emo. Clap it for the stream for the stream title. No, because I'm over it. Is that bad? I know people live for this game. I did not have a good time. I think there was too much fluff at the beginning. There's too much at the beginning for there not to be anything, and then you learn too much at the end. Like I think it needs to be better spread out. Like I think that's why the quarry is perfect. Oh, period. Let's just go straight into it. Let's turn off the music after the song because I kind of live. Once we figured out what was going on, so much happened at once. So much happened at once, and I'm over it. Like I just want it to be over. It's just like a movie that won't end. So let's get this done. I want to play the quarry on stream, and that game I enjoy. I can play that game multiple times over, so I'm down to do that. I don't think I want to play this game again, even though I want to complete the trophies. I really don't think I could do it. Is that bad? The scary ass therapist. Here's what you missed on Glee.
Oh my god, guys, thank God!
Took you
Also,
so
let
long.
me know
It's
if
not so good up there right
the
now.
gameplay
He's
is
gone.
crackly. I
We're
will
too
change
late.
it. I will fix it.
Quiet.
And my
Yeah.
new channel point, channel points are forget me nots. I thought that would be cute. Ew! Ew! Oh yeah, he died.
What are you looking for?
Why didn't we pick up his flamethrower?
Mike, there's no key for the cable car.
Josh, he's gotta have it.
And what is all that?
It may have taken him down to the mine.
See, like this is really interesting and fun, but I wish there was more of that. Instead of the beginning, it's just
50s, I guess, and
whack.
these miners got trapped.
They're all just being weird about each other.
What is that? Huh?
This is the safe room, M.
Please.
Fuck, I can't do this.
Yeah, this was a butterfly effect, like totem
It's
thing.
the right thing.
Keep an eye on her. I'll be back soon.
Oh, I'm Mike. Karma's a bitch. You should've known better.
Okay.
Guys, I'm scared already. Scared. I have a machete. Let's look for totems, look for hidden clues. Is there nothing over here? I guess not. Ali, how are you doing? How was your Saturday? How are you doing today? What are you up to this weekend, Allie? Does Nola have soccer? I'm already scared. Like literally nothing in this room. Have I been in this room before? I can't remember. I find that really hard to believe that there's nothing in that room. Good, Nola had soccer. Yeah. It was kind of a chilly day. Oh, nice. What did you eat today? What did you have for food after soccer? But even before soccer, how'd you guys eat? Today was a warm day, but it was kind of overcast, so the sun wasn't really strong. I would work today, but it wasn't that bad. I've been getting a lot of good news. Like I shared on stream, I got an offer for a job, which is a blessing and really exciting. I've been getting some good connections and other opportunities that I'm really happy about, and a successful, yeah.
Miracle, man.
Wait. I want to do that again. Oh wait, I already see the back. Hello. Ooh, a donut. I love donut. That was not cooking today. Okay, what was the pizza? Do you guys just do cheese or is it pepperoni? A totem. Hi Ryan, welcome in. Oh, did I already get this? Okay, so I've already been in here. I have no idea where I'm at. Why am I back in here? Oh wait, the wolf likes me. There's a wolf in here. Ryan, how are you? How was your Saturday? Momo, how was your Saturday? We do cheese and pepperoni, period. Okay, I love a pepperoni pizza. Pizza. Okay, Ryan, just hey, bestie.
Holy shit.
Haven't I been in there already?
Huh. What happened to the wolves?
Uh-oh. Ampura, tell me what happens next. Just getting up from rotting? Helping a friend move? After helping... Oh, I was moving. Should I pick up the gun? This music is freaking me out. Who are we killing off today? Honestly, hopefully all of them. I just want to end the game. I'm so happy for you for these new opportunities. I know, I'm so excited. I'm so excited for my life to be better. Because it's already feeling that way. And honestly, stream ain't going nowhere. Okay, guys? Let's be so serious. I'm going to be streaming still. I'm going to be exhausted, but I'm going to stream. It's going to be so important to me that I do. Because, let's get this straight. I have never been the type of person to be super passive in my life, and I'm really feeling the repercussions of a lot of passivity that was sort of given to me and I adopted. You know, I definitely was on autopilot, I think, for a while. And I'm really proud of where I'm at today and who I'm becoming and who I am. So I'm excited. I need to be on... I can crush a watermelon between my calves going up those stairs. Okay. Okay, but how many stairs did you climb? I fear I have no idea where I'm supposed to go. Refight. Oh. Oh, I got the gun.
I just need a pitchfork and a mob.
No, I don't want that. I want the gun. Did they pay you in food? Oh, we need fire though. Yep, we're taking that gun.
Good enough.
Good enough? That's more than you had, buddy. Can everybody hear me okay? Is all the volume good? Can I... Now what? I killed the wolves' owner, like their master, by accident. Apparently I wasn't supposed to kill him.
Right.
Mike, I'm gonna die. He's being so loud.
Hey,
Wolf.
big guy.
Wolf, our friend.
Happy to see me again, huh? Hey. I was hoping I'd run into you again.
He's just friends with a wolf.
Good boy.
Correctly?
All right,
Period.
pal. You're coming with me.
Oh, now I have... So now I just have a dog. Now I just have... Can I pet that dog? The goodest boy. The bestest boy. Alright. We'll see if that changed the audio. The goodest. Literally. How's that sound, guys? Better? Better. Period. Ain't no way that Rusty Lock... Yeah, like... I'm sure he could have kicked it.
Right.
So now we're just friends with a wolf, by the
I happen
way.
to see a map of this place, so we're not flying blind.
And he knows how to talk to the
There
wolf.
should be a way through the psychiatric wing that'll take us right outside the mine. Think you can handle that? Couldn't have said it better myself. Attaboy.
He's just the wolf whisperer, bro. Like, what? Wait, is there anything here I should pick up? Like, between the pews or whatever? Not pews. Like, I guess I thought they were pews. This guy's gonna get sick. This is a radio tower? No. Danger of death? No entry?
Doggy boy, calm down.
That's not scary.
Wish I could move like you, Wolfie.
Oh, I have no idea where I'm going.
Inside.
This is where the ring is. Okay, this is where Emily was.
Alright. There goes nothing. Awesome.
Hi, Bong. What's up? There's no finger having ass. Until dawn, how are you doing, Bong?
See that? You got moves. Don't I, Wolfie?
I just want this game to end. It's so scary. Okay, can I see anything? I went on a whole rant. Bong, welcome in. Thank you for checking in. I appreciate you. How do we like the forget-me-nots? Is it obvious? I'm good. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing great. I'm just ready to end this game. You know? I want it to be over. We've been playing this game.
Oh, son of a bitch.
That is crazy.
Jesus Christ.
Like literally,
Myself into.
this is a monster. Well, what about this way?
Huh. These doors were built like tanks. How crazy were these inmates?
Let us out. We are starving, freezing. I
What
will
went on
make
here?
you.
This is nuts.
I will make you pay. Stop testing us now. Shit. Guys, did you see that? I know. How sad. Did you guys see that? Apparently, I've never been on live television before. Tell me you guys saw that. That definitely wasn't me.
Huh?
I don't think I need to do that.
Fucking rat.
What's that for you? Fuck!
Run! Run! Hide. Straight ahead. Straight. Where's the wolf? Damn. Please make it puppy. Yeah, wolf, please.
Fuck. No way. No fucking way this is happening.
I don't want to do this. I don't want to go back.
Who's that? Fuck. God damn it!
No. The wolf. So going straight wasn't the vibe.
It's okay. was that? Holy shit, no. Damn it.
Guys,
Come on, you son of a bitch.
I was literally locked in. I could not even speak. I wasn't even breathing.
Where are you? Huh? Damn it. What the?
What are
What?
these? What are these? What is this script? Like, what is this dialogue? Yeah, breathing got the helper killed. My anxious switches.
Is this shit gonna stop?
Guys, I have the same question, Mike. There's
Good
multiple?
time, boys. It's enough of me for all ya. Okay.
Oh! Just on a chain? Oh, because these are the miners?
Fuck. Fuck. Yeah? Yes? Fuck yeah.
The wolf.
Oh, shit. Not good.
Where's the wolf? Guys, that was so freaky. Oh my god, I was so focused. We killed some. That spirit got released. Is there nothing to see? This music is insane. I don't like it. Like, where the fuck are we? Are we in the sanatorium still? it's just him. Oh, 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 oh! Oh, I saw the shadow. I saw the shadow of it.
Hey, buddy. Come on down. It's all right.
Oh no! Oh no!
What the fuck?
Be so serious.
Come on, guys, hurry up. We gotta find Mike.
Hi,
Come on.
Skya. Yes. This is just Shadow of Big
I'm kinda
Bird,
getting
bro.
out of
What?
it, guys. I think maybe you should go.
I
on down.
cannot believe that just happened. Yes, the dog's gone. Oh, I think we should be like, we're not leaving.
No, Chris, we're not leaving you. We're sticking together. Mike will just have to wait.
Like, why would you go alone? Guy, how are you doing? How are you feeling? Oh, so did you want to hint about something? Well, I didn't even know what he said. Wait, what should I have a hint about? About what? Skya, how was the rest of your stream the other day? To save Wolfie? Should I have barricaded the door? Be honest. Well. Oh, a totem. Josh. Danger. It was okay I ended because I had a headache. Repo scares me too. I just don't like how anything looks. I didn't kill him on purpose! I think I also killed Mike, Loki. Oh. Where's Emily?
Oh, shit. Mike must have locked it behind him. Crap. There's gotta be another way in.
There she is. Through the sewers.
Wait. Hey, what about this? I mean, should we try it?
Well, it's not like we got a whole lot of choices here.
I can't believe you done this. Repo doesn't scare me, just the group was pretty talkative and loud. Oh no.
Okay, this is maybe the last place I would want to be right now.
So who's going first?
After you.
It's not so bad. You think this is the tunnel to the sanatorium?
Of course it is. Where else would it go?
By the way, from tomorrow I'll be starting to take my meds. Ooh, okay. And your sleep problems? Wait, that should be good. Maybe you'll start to feel a lot better too.
Chris, I know you're hurt, but you gotta move it, all right?
I'm
What?
trying, Ash.
Damn, this is the longest going
uh,
down the ladder ever.
Hey, we should close this, right?
Huh?
I mean, what if something's following us?
Yes, fine, close it. But we gotta keep moving. Can you just catch up, please?
Yeah.
It's okay. Mike was kind of a weirdo, so it doesn't. Honestly, they're all kind of like obnoxious. Ashley's like the best one, to be honest. Even though she's annoying, they're all annoying to me. Of your tiredness and your collapses, yeah, you need to start standing upright, okay, friend? Bong, how are you? What are you up to today? So I've been doing headache diary. Actively, man, it's like, oh, I'm sorry. Keep hydrated, keep your vitamins. Now that you have all these meds, I'm sure you'll start to feel a lot better. Your body just needs a better balance.
Hello? Who's there? Anybody? Jessica! Is it you?
No, Jessica's dead, girl. No, I'm rejoining the group, girl.
Hello? Ugh! Gosh!
Like, how far did they get away from you? Why'd they just leave her? Yeah, because why the hell am I going to the scary Hannah crying?
Oh my god, I am so glad to see you.
Glad you're safe.
Hayden Panettiere, girl. Take that smile off your face.
Look.
Ashley's your fave. I hate that she likes
Wow,
putty.
great.
Yeah, pussy boy
What, are
Chris.
supposed
Yeah,
to
I
be
don't
able to
like
make it up
that.
there?
She's the best character. After
No,
playing
no,
it, I
you
think
can't.
she is the
You
best,
can do it.
followed by Sam,
It's
in my
like
opinion.
a rock wall.
I didn't like how, and then
I'm gonna keep
Josh.
going.
Josh, not
Head back to
Josh.
the lodge. I've gotta get Mike.
Good luck.
Who's Emily's boyfriend? Him. He's okay. I don't mind him. But we haven't seen him in a minute. Oh, this is the totem I got at the beginning. This well. Did they capture him? Sick. Oh, it's Josh. He's dead. I don't want to be in the mines anymore. Like, I want to go home. Wait, is that... Hold on. Sorry, Sky, I can't.
Come on. Ah.
Girl, Tomb Raider over here.
Gotta get up there. You've done this before.
Damn.
I beat you.
Wait, is that one
Fucking
girlie...
beat you.
Is that one girlie still dead from the choose between two people to live thing? Yeah. No, she's still alive. Because I never killed her. And she's actually the character I like the most. Or it was Josh who killed? Yeah, I killed Josh. Hi, Destiny. Welcome in. Everybody get your check-ins, please. Hit that forget-me-not. Tell me if you like the forget-me-nots. I thought they were cute. And they're a cute color. Not Josh. No, but remember, like, I killed him, but it was a body double. That's why I killed him. Okay, yeah, I got them mixed up. Yeah, because there was this girl and him. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, get your check-ins, everybody. Okay, we're gonna go back. Who did you beat? The monster? Girl. Drop down? Or what's over here? Go up this way. I'm scared, guys. There's too many options. Okay. Okay, Ryan. Oh, that's just an investigation.
Huh. Okay, then.
Okay, there's nothing there. Drop down? Do I drop down or go up the stairs? I'm gonna go up the stairs. I think drop down's too obvious. So let's go up the stairs first. Never fucking mind. I guess I'm stuck the fuck up here. Shit. This game annoys the hell out of me. No, no, not this. Okay, like, why'd you look at it for so long? Why is she cheesing like that? Now we're outside.
Okay. Which way?
To get to Mike? Is Mike not still in the sanatorium? Mike is getting eaten alive, actually. She's just being her element, yeah. I cleaned my hard drive, edited some recordings. Ooh, that's fun.
Hello?
Get the fuck on, bro. Arc? Ooh, it's so big. Damn, get it, damn. Guys, I'm scared. I want it to end. But I don't want to die. You know what I mean? Like, I kind of just want to make it to the night. I've gone this far. I've gone this far. Girl, don't talk to the monsters. Yeah, like, why are you calling out to them? Oh, wait. That looks like something I should touch. Yeah, let's take fire with us. Never mind. That was silly. Ooh, that sounds fun, Skaya. I don't think it's this way, guys. Yeah, Ark sounds like a lot of fun. I've seen some gameplay of it too. Why is she alone? Cause she got up here the fastest? Like, why is she doing this by herself?
Holy shit!
You're out of the mind about at what cost. Literally.
Shit!
Like, why are you so far away from everybody, you freak? Why would you go inside? No, I don't want to go inside. I don't want to go inside. Because Mike's in there. Girl, what are you doing? Why would I go in there? That's why.
That's it. That's it. Come on, let's go. Run! Got any marshmallows?
Girl. Okay, we saved Mike, guys. Peak cinema. R.I.P. Wolfie. Gone but not forgotten.
Whoa.
No more gun, I guess.
Define all right.
Alive, for a start. Let's find a way down to where this fucker lives.
This fucker. There's like 5 of them. We're almost there, guys. I just want to end the game. Yeah, we haven't seen Homeboy in a while.
Emily!
Jessica!
Mike, there's no key for the cable car.
Josh, he's gotta have it.
He's gone. We're too late.
Shh! Quiet.
It may have taken him down to the mine.
Wait. No more.
Holy shit! I'm gonna get that key right from that thing's goddamn bedroom, and then I'm gonna get us all the hell out of here. That's it. That's it. Come on, let's go. Run! Let's find a way down to where this fucker lives.
Back in this guy's office. Oh, we learned we're Josh. Right.
I wonder how much these sessions are of any help to you now. Just won't listen to me and things seems pretty fucked up. So I'm gonna leave you now, Josh.
Yeah, get the hell out of my
Time to
face.
learn. There's more to be afraid of that can be dreamt up by the unhinged imagination of a self-indulgent, spoiled little brat. You had so many people who cared about you, who were willing to help.
Wait, what?
But at every turn, you choose to push them away, and now you're all alone. By the sounds and things, you won't be alone for long. No, you won't be alone for long. Deep breaths, Josh. Deep breath.
So... Okay, but it's not his fault that they're dead. It really isn't. Like, honestly, their death has nothing to do with him.
Get away! Get away! Ah! Get away from me! No! You're dead!
Sorry.
You're dead! Shut up! No! You're dead! It's not ready. You manipulate. You are a coward.
There, gun. Here, one is to have a bit of luck.
I don't take orders from you. You can't tell me what to do. You can't tell me what to do anymore.
Time has run out for Josh.
Okay.
Why is he the main
I
character?
trust you. I trust you.
I don't understand how he's the main character. Like,
You're not real.
You were all alone down there.
No, not again.
All alone. But you're with us now. Family.
Get away from me! Get away!
Why didn't you save us, Josh? Why did you want us to die?
I didn't want
but
you
I just
to
don't
die.
understand.
I swear.
Ew. Why are they haunting him?
I don't take orders from you. No!
Is this what you want?
No! No! Why are you doing this?
What is happening?
Leave me alone! Why are you doing this?
Why didn't you save us, Josh? Why did you want us to die?
What?
It's hard to believe that thing used to be a person.
Yeah. Maybe a minor.
Maybe someone who worked in the sanatorium.
Maybe Fana.
There's so much weird
Or
shit
Hannah.
happening up there. That wouldn't even begin to surprise me.
What kind of weird shit?
Someone was capturing the Wendigos. Had them all tied up in these restraints. I saw some real fucked up shit.
Wow.
I must have just let them all out when I blew the place up.
Like, how did Mike become the hero? This doesn't make any sense. How is Mike the hero at the end of this? Oh. I had a totem for this area. Hold on. That's Sam, right? Found a path to the cabin by Mike. We're supposed to climb up that thing.
Mike. Is that what I think it is?
Shit. Looks like a grave.
Not her in Beth's grave. That's crazy. And looting it.
Oh, God. Mike, this is Beth. This is her watch.
What? Let me see.
Look.
was a cross here.
So this is where she was buried.
But who dug her up?
Let's keep moving.
Like, where are the other three?
Fine. I'm going in.
Whoa. Come on, it's okay.
Sure?
I'm not dead yet.
Famous last words.
Oh,
It's freezing. Can't feel my fingers.
Is there more to explore? Guys, I'm scared. I'm so scared. Not ready for another, like... I think it's this way. Based on the totem. Let's see what happens.
Shit. This looks like Hannah's writing.
My little sister said the fall killed her. I watched the color drain from her face. My leg is broken. I'm all alone, stuck here with Beth's body. Someone will come soon. That is so sad. That is so sad because Hannah was literally being bullied. Like, this game is so fucked up. I've never been so hungry. It feels like my stomach is just around inside. I took Beth's sweater. Much warmer now. She's still looking out for me. I'm sorry, Beth. I have no choice. I'm dying.
I have no
It's the
choice.
only way I could survive
It's the only
anymore.
way
If
I
someone
can
finds
survive
it, I'm
anymore.
sorry. I had to. I had no
Someone finds
choice.
this. I'm sorry.
Forgive me, Beth. I'm
I had
sorry.
to. I had no choice.
What does it mean?
She ate her fucking sister.
Jesus.
My hands feel unclean. My nails fell out, pushed out. I'm weak, but no more cold, no pain. I'm getting stronger. That is crazy. Confirmed. That is so sad.
I think Hannah.
This is why I don't understand that Joss is like the villain
It was
here.
Hannah.
Because
No, that's...
his family's already going
Like,
through so
it has
much.
to
Like, he's
be.
not even the reason they
The
died.
only thing
They
that
are.
makes
They are
sense.
the reason they died.
Beth died in the fall.
So what? What does that mean?
So Hannah
Like, how is
buried her.
Mike the hero, and Mike's like such a scumbag at the beginning?
Damn it.
Hannah was down
So
here.
confused.
I don't believe any of
She
this.
would have been starving. She would have been desperate.
Yeah, you guys were horrible to her.
We need to find Josh. Right now.
That is so sad, guys. She dropped her hands. Okay, so I guess it is this way. I'm glad we found that clue. Okay, I guess there's only one way. It literally says danger. Like, why would I go through there?
Jesus. That's Jess. That's Jess.
I'm dead.
You see that?
Yeah.
Bodies.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of them.
It's two. There's two bodies.
Oh. Oh my God.
No!
I'm gonna be sick.
Wait, hold on.
Why are you screaming? Jump scare. Oh, it's Josh.
I don't take orders from you. I don't take orders from you. You can't
Josh?
tell me what to do. You can't
Josh?
tell me what to do
Buddy?
anymore. You can't tell me what to do.
So he got possessed or something, or is he schizophrenic? Is he
Okay.
schizophrenic?
I trust you. I trust you. I trust you.
Yeah.
What's the matter?
He's tripping or something. Josh!
Mike,
Josh! Hey, man.
don't hit me, please.
Well, you were deep in it, man. Full mental jacket.
We didn't think we'd get you back. Josh, Hannah was down here for weeks, a month. She dug Beth up.
Sam.
Mike,
Hey, let's just get the fuck out of here.
okay. Josh, do you have the key for the cable car?
Like, he is going through it. Like, he is not the villain here. This game is so frustrating.
You see that over there? That means...
Like, I feel
we're
bad for
out.
Josh.
Yeah. There's no way Josh is gonna make it up there.
Okay, if you help me up, I can go back to tell the others we're okay.
Yeah. Yeah, good.
You bring Josh back the way we came, and we'll all meet at the lodge.
Be careful.
Yeah, you too.
I don't like this.
Alright, let's go.
Can the sun come up already, please? I'm done. I'm over it. Okay, we saved Josh. Guys, we have to save Josh. This way.
You didn't have to hit me so much, man.
Yeah, I'm sorry about before, man. I thought you killed Jess. I was wrong.
Fortune. Oh, it's a don't move. The don't move situation. Psychosis for sure. That's what it's giving. The thing is literally in the water. I don't like this. I don't like any of this.
No.
There's more over here.
Oh! 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 I didn't want you to die.
Oh, I thought that was a totem. Bruh. Something bad's gonna happen. Oh, finally. But why are we back in the mines? Get me out of here.
What caused that cave in?
What? Guys, why is the lantern moving like this? Guys, what's wrong with the lantern? It's Gaia, right? Don't turn around.
What was that?
It barked at me.
Which way? Okay. Jeez. Oh, fuck! Damn it!
Oh, I did it! I did it! That was a totem! Woo! Hell yeah. Guys, the sun's coming up! I survived! Holy shit. Hi, Dr. Jam! What's up, Jam? How are you? Welcome in! I just need the sun's coming up, guys! Thank you for getting your check-in, Dr. Jam. How are you, Jam? Matt don't know shit. Yeah, literally.
Come on.
Matt's like, what happened? Oh, I guess all roads lead to where I need to be. Excuse me. More water. The screaming is crazy. I'm kind of used to the music now because this music plays like every 5 minutes. Fucking hell. What are we doing, girl?
Sam.
Mike. Oh gosh, you look terrible.
Gonna look worse if we stay out here. Come on.
Was that actually Mike? Why does he look like that?
Mike, what happened to Josh?
They got him.
God, what an awful way to go.
They didn't even kill him. It's just keeping him there as a pet.
Not good.
Not the power on.
What do you think we should do?
We
Wait.
should check the basement. Might be someone left down there.
Jesus Christ. No one's in the basement. The Wendigo beat his ass. Oh, he went downstairs. These are all the photos that I've already seen a million times, right? Move, Mike. Let's go. Move. Alright, there's a don't move prompt here.
How do you rate our chances of survival?
I'm trying not to think about it.
Emily, what the fuck? Why would they be standing like that?
Don't fucking move a muscle.
Guys, I'm not breathing.
Hey!
Turn the switch on, Emily, bitch! Turn around! Why are they running? Holy shit. I'm not gonna lie, Mike.
Hold on. I'm seeing something.
I'm not gonna let you. I'm not gonna let you be a hero. I forgot about Mike. I forgot about Mike. I know.
Fuck! No!
Is this all the deaths? 12 minutes into the game. Oh, it's just all the deaths that happened to me. Then Mike. Then Mike. I killed 2 people.
The old man, I don't know how to describe him.
That is
You
crazy.
said you thought he was stalking you at first. Did anyone else in your group think that?
Well, thank God that's over.
Yeah.
Is it possible they could have killed him?
Okay,
What?
I wish there was less of the beginning and more of the
You
end.
don't understand. Don't you
And
understand?
if he attacked you,
I think
He
that's
saved
what
my life,
I feel like.
and I watched.
There was
him
too
die.
much in the beginning, a lot of walking around and not doing a lot of the.
I heard
You know what I mean?
Jessica. I don't know how or why she was down there, but I know I heard her. He held it right up to my face. Right here, right in front of my nose, and he could have shot me. He almost shot me, the prick. I mean, you go out with a guy for however long and you think you know him, but man, this one really takes the cake.
He literally died.
I was right there, and I could have done something. I tried to do something. It wasn't good enough.
He was
I thought
so
we were
irrelevant.
close. After his sister's disappeared, he'd come and talk to me. He said I was the only one who understood him.
Matt literally like he's just
I
a
saw him.
character.
I thought we had a connection.
And Emily's just rude to him the
You
whole
need
time.
someone to talk to.
I'm fine.
Sometimes, after a traumatic experience,
I said I'm fine.
Okay, girl.
I stabbed him and I tried to get away, but I didn't know. I swear I didn't know.
Didn't know? Who did you stab?
Oh, I stabbed the maniac. I didn't know it was Josh, but then he was the psycho. And how was I supposed to know Josh had all this sauce and the gun? And oh my god. Where's Matt?
Poor Josh.
Is he okay? Are they done looking at him? I'm just a little worried because, I'm his girlfriend.
No, you called
Did
him
he
an
tell you
idiot.
that? I mean, I probably
multiple.
wasn't his favorite person there for a couple minutes, but he knows how devoted I am.
No,
He
no,
knows.
no,
He
Emily.
said he knows, right?
No, Emily, girl, what? Never.
It was my fault Mike died. I wasn't supposed to move. But I did. And he saved me. So it's my fault that he died. You need to listen to me. I don't care if you believe me or not. Doesn't matter because you will. You need to go down to the mines.
What's in the mines, Sam?
I've seen what's down there. And I'd give anything to unsee it.
Okay, but the mines weren't that bad. Whole time I want to be out of the mine. The Josh. There's Josh.
There's something down here.
We have a visual on a survivor. One survivor, repeat. Is that?
Oh, fuck.
Stay back! Stay back! No, no! Stay back!
But how did he become a Wendigo if there's nobody else down there to eat? Did he eat Mike? He ate their bodies. She's harvesting bodies so that people can become Wendigos. I get it. But you see, like... Why you do this? I didn't even know. I didn't know. How was I supposed to know? I didn't have a choice. The cutscene just happened. So that happened. Guys, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10. If not a, it's like more like a 5.5. A lot of the story doesn't really make sense. I don't know why Josh becomes this enemy of the group. And the whole time I just kind of wanted everybody to die. Yeah, like Matt serves no purpose. Darlene, welcome in. Darlene, get your check-in if you haven't done so already. Yeah, like Matt serves no purpose. Chris is a baby. Jessica, I'm reading Jesse's name. Jessica and Mike, their whole dialogue, like that whole thing with Emily is so silly. Emily turning on Matt doesn't make any sense either. And Sam being naked for like half the game because Josh stole her clothes. Like, Josh, that just feels like a lot for Josh. Now redoing kill everyone. I'm definitely gonna need a break, but maybe I will. Maybe I will redo it and kill everybody. What should we do now, guys? So what now? I think I'm gonna play DVD because I haven't played DVD in a while. It has been a minute since I played DVD. Darlene, how are you? How have you been? Thank you for getting your check-in. Also, Darlene, I tried filling out the application for the Twitch Latin Guild, and it timed me out. Now it's asking for a password, and I don't know what the password is. Figure that out. Ooh. It's loading. My game's loading. Okay. I'm gonna run a match or two. Then maybe open up the lobby for friends and family. Want to play together? Oh yeah, let me play a match. Let me warm up, and you can totally join. I just wasn't sure if anybody would want to play. I wanted to change my... Okie dokie. Thank you for the shout outs, Ryan. We haven't played it forever. No, we haven't. We're gonna have fun though. Sorry, still lurky on a Grande. Okay, well, we miss you. I hope you're doing okay. Oh, let's put our music on. Oh, there's a gen over there. Nemesis. Right by that gen, by the way. It just has this tentacle up. Oh look, drop the pallet. Going to the gen. Why are we all together, please? Also, why are these still corrupt? I hated most of the characters too. Okay, I'm glad I'm not on that. I'm not alone in that, because honestly, it just makes it so unenjoyable. Like, they're not the greatest people. They also all deserve what happened to them, you know what I mean? Like, they were so horrible to that girl. Come on, finish it, finish it. Finish it, finish it, finish it. Finish it, finish it. Finish the generator. I hate them all, don't worry, you're not alone. Yeah. Like, after even, like, remembering why they were even associated makes you just say, like, oh, like, I kind of want them all to die because they were horrible to that girl. Another fucking zombie, bro. Oh my god, I'm over the zombies. I'm coming. Going back over there. Oh! What the hell? Who put that zombie there? What the fuck? Guys, we're never getting gens done. Like, we need to get gens done. Like, why is no one on a gen? Nia, please. Nia! That was a DC if I ever saw one. Wow, girl. Standing right here. Can we get on a generator, please? I beg. Goes for the generator. No, back to the gen. Sorry, Claudette. Damn it, I wasn't supposed to do that. Nice. Want the zombie away, then I'm gonna go back. Round you say, baby, I love you. Oh, Yui, the bot. Take the bot, take the bot. Take the bot, I dare you. Take the bot, take the bot. 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 No. Take the bot. No, take the bot, please. Why? You're already like, you already have us at a standstill. Just take the bot. Oh man. Oh my god. Yeah, Nia, go after. Whatever. Whatever. Boo. I wish I had DS. That would be so hot sexy. Frying up some chicken. That sounds good. Oh, that's my plaything. Yum. I'm gonna let her live. No. No, I'm gonna let her live. No, you. You got this. You got this. Go, go, go. Bitch. That was a good chase. That was a good chase. That was a good chase. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of ate him up. That was fun. That was a good chase. I gotta remember that. Thank you so much, Bong. I thought so too. Okay, Sky, let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Get oh. Rum it. Okay, this song is too sad to be listening to. Stay, baby. Yeah. Alright, Sky, we got this. Let's get it. Yes, Sky. Just like old times. Good luck, you two. Bong, how's your evening going? What are you up to? Oh. I am not good. Okay, Leon, let's see. I be at work. I do night shifts at this hotel. Crackhead from high school is here, so I'm trying to hide constantly. What the fuck? That is so... That's actually so engaging. That sounds like a lot of fun. How's the night shift? Is it like night shift overnight, or is it like the later shift, like 8 to... like a night, like you get off at like midnight or 1? Ooh, I'm tired. That was actually such a fun game. I hope that person got out. Yeah, overnight I'm off at 6 a.m. Ugh, see, I don't think I could do that. I like my sleep. I like my bed. I like to have my eyes closed. I like the dark. I don't know if sleeping during the day would make me feel good, you know? Oh, I forgot I brought. Okay, hopefully they knew that to get out at Shack. It's 6 a.m. It's 6 a.m. and you're having a chicken salad. What? It feels weird for real. Sleeping during the day makes me feel like a sloth. A sloth? I would feel like I was nocturnal, like a raccoon. I'm hungry. Sneak. Sneak. Ooh. Madam Preschool. Okay, I actually don't mind this map. Okay, s'mores. Everyone s'mores. It's a trapper? No. S'mores, s'mores. The doctor? Damn, he already got Gaia. Okay, back. How are matches? Honestly, we just played 2. And that second match was... No, we didn't play 2. We just played 1. This is our second match. We added Gaia. We'll have a spot open, Ryan, if you want to join. I kind of be up throughout the night anyway, so it's not bad. Oh, that's cool. That's her. I mean, I guess that's kind of good for some, like if you're somebody who doesn't really sleep. Milk that hook. Mira, el doctor. I'm gonna have to go for Skya. Skya coming! Not the basement. Oh my god. Basement at Shack is so cringe. Help. Okay, but we have Hatch at Shack too, so. I think I have the right one on, right? Speed heals. Alright, we got this. Super Soul. He's gonna see my scratch marks. Alright. He goes for hook. Can I get a whip? Damn. Can I get a whiff? He left me alone. Can't snap out of it yet. Oh, I'm horrible at the game. Thank you, Momo, for the whiff. You got this, Leon. W resilience, let's go. No, Skya, run! Not staring at me. Oh! Somebody go save Skya. He went back for me. Why? Skya, we need to heal Skya. he's right outside. Ooh, nice. He broke the wall. Not Rancor. Oh, he sees me. Gaia, come here. He opened a door? Oh, thank you, Mr. Doctor. Thank you. Here. Oh, I have to snap out of it. He's letting us out. He's letting us out. GG's, Doctor. No. Thank you, Mr. Doctor. There's a little med kit. GG's, guys. Let's go. Let's go. Thank you, Mr. Doctor. He gave us our medicine and he said, "Get out. Get." All right, let's get Mark in here. Okay. I'm getting sleepy, guys. Excuse me. Hi. Cinder blocks. night. Whew. Guys, I keep yawning. That's a sign. This is my last. Okay, Skya, thank you for playing. You. Oh, gather around the campfire, y'all. Skya, you didn't want to heat up some food? Oh, pee-pee head. I don't know if he saw me or not. Oh damn, he whacked you, Skya. Run. Y'all need some of Mike's marshmallows? Yeah, literally. Sometimes, yeah, we just need some s'mores. Save. He's over there. Hi Ark, what's up? How are you doing? Welcome in. Thank you for the check-in. How are you doing? Thank you for the shout out for Ark. I wish I was first. I wish you were first too. What are you doing, Ark? How's your weekend so far? How was your Saturday? Not after Skya again. I did 6 a.m. for Skya. Skya needs sleep. I just got home, went to hang out with the in-laws. Ooh, how was that? I lagged. No way. It's because you're on freaking my server. Run. How was hanging out with the in-laws? Like, what'd you guys get up to? Just dinner? No connection, so awful. Wait, really? Are you on mobile? Wait, is there even mobile? Oh my god. Oh, I didn't even see him. What am I doing? I thought I was gonna make that. Ate dinner and watched the movie? Ooh, what'd you guys have for dinner? I mean, my Ark. You're talking about mothers. That's so funny. Alright, let's heal Skya. Let's heal Skya. What'd you guys have for dinner? I made chuleta frita, or it's like grilled chuleta with some white rice. Bacon burgers. Ooh, made a little tip. Okay. My day was okay. I had to work today, unfortunately. Detective. I got stuck on the fucking brick now, look at that! I literally got stuck on that. Work, you'll never be famous. Yeah, literally work. You heard that work? Let's quit our jobs and find men to pay us for being pretty. Seriously, pay up! Get that gen done. Take that mask off your face. Now I don't know what it is. Your vibration. He has Tinkerer. I think he has Tinkerer. That's why I can't hear him around the gems. Nice guys. I'm gonna go for save. Hang in there, hang in there. I'm gonna go for save, I'm gonna go for save. No! 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 So irritating. I'm so sorry. Oh my god! Honey, thank you for the raid! Thank you so much! Just, why would you leave? Skya! Hatch a shack, Skya! Oh no. Roll, Skya. That's fine, GG. Honey, welcome in! How are you guys? Welcome in, thank you for the raid. Let's get you a shout out. Oh my god, how'd you find us today, honey? Let me go drop you a follow. How are you? How was your stream? What were you playing today? Skya, thank you for the games. Have a good night. I know, I'm sorry. Thank you for letting us out. Hi Don, welcome in. Crudis, welcome in guys. Hi. You did some DVD? Okay. So do you play killer games? Do you play survivor matches? I haven't played in a while. This is like my first time playing in a minute, so. And I mean, I enjoy DVD so much. Hi Chicaron. How are you? Welcome in guys. Guys, my name's Justin. I just kind of do this for fun, and I'm doing this to like meet new friends and or make new friends and meet new people. Just using this as a space to like hang out and like get to know random people. So welcome in. We play a lot of DVD on stream. Earlier we were playing Until Dawn. I rated it a 5.5 out of 10. But I know I'm also impartial to the Quarry. Or partial to the Quarry. I like the Quarry so much. Thank you for the follow, Curtis! And honey, thank you so much. Oh my god, thank you for saying my name correctly. Of course. Okay, Chicato. Thank you for the follows. LOA this stuff. Isn't it such a funny alert? I literally... These are all brand new. I like the Quarry more too. Yeah, the Quarry is a way better game in my opinion. It's definitely. Guys, you have a TTV in chat or in our game. Who do you main on DVD? How are your games going? We're having some fun games. I mean, I mean, I'm not complaining. The games have been good. I mean, we just got out barely, and then we just had some good chases. So I am trying to get Jane to P100 because I'm a slacker. Okay, so I'm officially part of the 2P100 club. Gabe was my first P100, like back in the fall, and then Arella, I P1 got P100 Arella like maybe 2 months
Go
ago.
brush your hair, bitch. Go brush your hair.
Period. And Plague is the killer. Okay, okay. Not everyone is here. Yeah, we love Momo. Mi momito lindo. Oh my god, I love that. Isn't it so good? Daddy Fish. Why is everybody? What? Where were we all? I saw Mark in the distance. Momo, I've been missing your streams, babe. Wait. Okay. Yeah. No, we love Momo in chat. We love Momito Lindo. Also, guys, if you're new here, I have a daily check-in. We really go hard for our check-ins in chat. So get your check-in. So you can't get your peaches? Well, you're here now. Get your check-in. No, I always miss my dailies in other people's chats. So I totally get it. Yes, Chicaron, you're better. How are you guys doing? So, were your games okay? Honey? You're gonna get that P100. Just you wait. It's okay. We need to live our lives. Yeah. Netcha for the anniversary? Okay. Games were good? Okay, period. That's good to know. It's the same hook. Oh my gosh. What gen are you guys working on? I was rewarding myself for Pokemon pack reps. Ooh, did you get any good pulls on your packs? Okay. There's Oh, you're working over here? Oh, yes. Yes. Hi, Vox. Welcome in, Vox. Oh my god, I messed that up. I'm trying to read the chat. Nothing too fierce out of your pack rips? It's okay. We're almost done with this. I'm so sorry. Box, how's your Saturday? Get your check-in box. She comes. No, girl. Go back to her gen. Oh, Mark's on it. Here we go. Okay, Mark and I are carrying. We're low-key getting through all the gens. There's so many turrets up. No way. Oh, it's a pallet. 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 Come, come. Never. Nice Wiglif, let's go! He's going for the Dwight. No! Why are you tunneling her? Nice. Good job, babe. Way to do that. Way to be altruistic as hell. Here, heal me, heal me. Come on. We got this. We got this. We're gonna help them. We're gonna get out of here. If it's the last thing we do. Let's go. She just TP'd. Why is Dwight just walking around? Alright, let's go this way. I think Dwight was working on a gen out here. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, maybe none of these gens are being worked on. It was nice to meet you. Yes! Chicaron, thank you for the follow. Thank you for hanging out. Thanks for coming in. And come again anytime. We're live on the weekend, so I don't know where anything is happening. No. No! Oh, there's Claudette. Oh. That's fine. I can afford it. Last night save? My hero for real. No, Claudette, please. It wasn't worth it. Claudette, please. Come after me. Oh my god, he wants Claudette. Good try, Claudette. Okay, Justin, run. I know. Jason, we need to get this gen finished. Good try, Claudette. Oh my god, Rad Dad, please. Omar with the raid. How are you? Welcome in. Hi, Ronathan. Hi, Helio. Welcome in, guys. Get your check-ins, everybody. We're gonna make it out for Rad Dad. Honestly, give a shout out to Rad Dad. I don't even know if they're live or if they're real, but shout out to them. It's Hatchet-Shack. The basement? Wish I knew she was camping. No! Please! LOL, no more for you. GG's, you guys. What did I do? What did I do to her? Oh, she was big mad. Oh, GG's to her. She needs to have a better night. I'm gonna go see if Rad Dad's live. Oh my god, they are. Let's see. Let's see if they're... Let's see if they hate me or not. They saved my life. I hope they know. Oh, and Daddy Fish. GG's to that guy. He really needed that 4K. Damn, you made that, you know, yeah. I know she needs that 4K bad. Maybe she needs to poop. Oh yeah, maybe. We are going to get some noms. Will I cry? No, don't cry, Omar. Why are you gonna cry? Ronnie, were you playing Peak on stream and I missed it? No way. I'm glad. I think it's Rad Dad TTV. But I think it worked. That shout out works. If anybody wants to join, we have 2 spots open. Not really like open lobbies, but if people are down, we can get a squad in. Oh my god. GG's from Gabe. My hero. Let's see.
there any monsters out there? Show yourself.
Yeah, okay, they were watching. They were watching the end. Good luck next. That was sweet. They were duoing too, so we had a little duo. Yeah, what is Omar eating? What do you make? I died everywhere. You know, when we played on stream, Kevin literally made it to the top by himself. Hi Helio, thank you for the check-in. Everyone's check-ins. Who did I miss? No, just Ronnie. Ronnie, I'm talking to you. And Omar, I didn't miss anybody. Hope you guys are having a good Saturday. What did Omar play? Hold on. Omar, what did you play today? Mixtape? What's mixtape? I don't know. Oh, excuse me. Hawkins. I'm just gonna get right on the gem. Gunslinger. After Steve. Here. I think he hit him that time. Oh. Okay, thank you so much for the raid again, honey. Thank you so much. I dropped you a follow. I hope I get to catch you in your next stream. Oh, it's the solo. Oh, he DC'd? No, he DC'd. He DC'd. No, don't DC. Where are you going? Oh, it's the lag. Oh, it's his ping. What was he doing? Was he pulling up my stream, do you think? Yeah, you do that. I can take another chase. Oh my god, never. GG's to that guy. He could not. Oh, he's a baby. He's just a baby. GG's to that guy. Thank you, killer. You. Lagged out or lag got to him, he said F8. Yeah, I think he was lagging because he was fully walking into a wall. Thank you. Ooh, yeah, somebody new. At the end of the night, about you. I love the song. End of the night.
There are really odd things about this place.
You. It's so hard. A mess like you. They knew. At the end of the night. By the end of the night. By the end of the night. Hi Ash, welcome in Ash. Are you working tonight? Thanks for the check-in. How are you doing, girl? How you doing, girl? How you doing, baby girl? A Legion. Let me DC now. DC tech them. I might have to. And it's ruin. Like, y'all just be getting on this game to annoy me. You just got off technically? Oh, okay. So it's over. You're just clean. You made it though. You made it to the end of the shifts. Everyone clap for Ash. The children miss you. I've been lurking everywhere. I'm actually depresso lately. No, Ash, don't be depresso. I completely understand that too. Dude. Eek, entity singing. we got this, Ash. We're here for you too. You're not alone. You have all these wonderful friends. Yes. Bong, you're such a vibe. You're so kind. Yeah, like what are we and Eerie mixtape? No wonder I couldn't see him. What the heck? Why is he behaving like so? Stop it, okay. No, Ash, we're here for you. And it's like, here's the thing. I come on Twitch and I try to be as open as I can with you about what I'm going through because I have been going through it, right? But that doesn't mean they don't have room for you guys to like just be here. You don't have to share too much, but as long as you guys are having a good time here and it's like a good break or whatever, that's all I really care about. Thank you. Oh yeah. And that scared the fuck out of me. Like, now you're just camping the gen. This one. Like, why is she being so weird? I appreciate you being open with, yeah, of course. Yeah, we're all going through it together, yeah, and I try to just be honest because I know, like, we're all going through it, you know what I mean? So, like, no one's immune to the hardships of life. And I appreciate surrounding myself with people like, this isn't even worth doing anymore. I don't know if, I think it's gonna be a hatch match. I don't think. Like, he's just sitting here on this side of the map. Look at him. Oh my god, and he's in his power already? You meant, I'm gonna go save. What is going on over there? I guess I'm healing people. I just have a hard time being like fake happy. Yeah, don't be, and you don't have to. No, I appreciate that. Yeah, there's no need to fake it. I don't need heals. Like, can't we understand? He's just gonna pick us off one by one. Look at him in his power. With one gen finish, by the way. I appreciate that, Ash, but you never need to fake it here, you know? I'm happy you're here and you're saying you're depressed though and you're lurking anyway. Like, I appreciate just your company. I'm just gonna go for saves. What do you want from me? He's right there. I'm low-key just gonna run around until I die. So Ruin is still up. Will we make it out of this alive? Oh. Oh no. Look at that, I got the heal off before my mend ran out. That's kind of good. That's kind of great. I'm hoping things will start turning around though. I'm trying to work more hours or find a better job altogether than my computer. No, Ash. No, that sucks. I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm so sorry to hear that, Ash. Look, if you actually need, like, if you really actually need anyone to ever look over any works related stuff, like, let me know. Not that I'm a professional at getting a job, but at least like have a template that I use. That'd be totally fun to share. Like, stuff. No, that's horrible. He's just already. Oh my god. Annoyed. 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 Hatch a check, girly. Hatch a check. Hatch a check, girly. Hatch a check. First to kill. Stop running, girl. Stop running. No, 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 please. Please don't save me. It's not that serious. No. He's right there. Why would you save me? I just want to sit right here. They're far away. My God. Why is he playing with us? Just kill me. I'm so confused why he's playing like this. Like, why are you looking for her? Because he wants to Mori me. Like, that's so weird. Actually, you know what? That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just let myself bleed out. I don't want him to Mori me. I'm literally gonna hide in a corner. Why am I screaming? I'm on the floor. I appreciate it. I think I'm gonna have to transfer back. Think of the money, but I hope that hopefully it's just temporary. I'm literally gonna bleed out in the corner. I don't want him to Mori me. Like, why is he playing just so he could Mori me? It's so crazy. I think this is gonna be LG as well. I'm exhausted. I'm ready for bed. I'm gonna hide here. Don't come over here, girl. No, I have a hatch offering. So we're gonna see. Shaq is right there. Like, I wish she would have been died. Let's see. Will she? Do you want me to be? Let's all beat up the computer. Bad computer. Bad. He knows exactly where I'm at. Come on, kill yourself, girl, please. Ooh, Scream 4. How was Scream 4? Sorry, I was watching Scream 4. Okay. You're allowed to watch Scream 4. Legion after Legion. Oh my god. Okay. He knows too. Irritating! Hi, Knock. Guys, that was an irritating match. Oh, show. GG's, guys. I wish she had just left me on hook like 500 years ago and tried to get hatched, but it's okay. That's gonna be it for me tonight, guys. Thank you all for hanging out here. Knock, get your chicken. Get your chicken, Knock. Oh my god, am I gonna die next? Oh, I didn't get a call. Ryan, you almost didn't get the check-in. What? Ryan, be so serious. Over here threatening people and not getting your own check-in. Who should we rate tonight? Who are we rating? Who's doing the stream? Who's doing the streaming? Who should we raid? Does anybody have any suggestions? Of course, cutie patootie. The hypocrisy in my heart. DJ, thank you for checking in. Thank you for remembering. I don't know who to raid. Guys, do we have any suggestions for a raid? Thank you for stream. Thank you for being here, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. I'm so happy we finished Until Dawn. Never playing that again. Oat Milk in this live. They're amazing. Let's do it. I don't think I... Oh. Sure. Why not pin that? Me trying to copy their name. I think I've seen them in Momo's stream. Here, hold on. Let's set up raid. Okay. Let's go hang out with Oat Milk. I don't think I've... So that didn't work. There you go. Yeah, Mike and his marshmallows, like, please be so serious. Honestly, the death was deserved. Alright, everybody, go copy those raid messages above. Let's go hang out with Oat Milk and hang out and vibe out with a friend of a friend, and maybe make some new friends in the process. I appreciate you guys for being here always. Guys, so much good news this week. Job offers, big opportunities, life milestones being achieved. And I appreciate you all for sticking with me on the journey, and I hope for many, many more memories with you all. Ash, please let me know if you need a friend to talk to. I'm here for you, and I'm glad you're here. We're all glad you're here. Glad you are all here. Stream would not be fun without any of you. I literally do this thing. So, thank you so much for spending your time with me, your night with me. I miss you guys so much. I feel like streams are never close enough, so I'm always happy to make time for everybody. Tomorrow we'll be live again, probably playing some more DBD. Maybe we'll do some open lobbies if people are down. But until then, everyone have a good night.